Now then, here we are with part 2 of our ride. So, we're leaving the beautiful station of Boot on the Ravenglass to Eskdale Railway, narrow gauge railway. Here's some information about the early history of Eskdale. Eskdale resonates with its past, not just the last few centuries, but over 4,000 years of settlement. Some of the clues to this past are boldly evident, like the dramatic Roman fort on Hardknott Pass, whilst others need a little more detective work. So instead of planning another foray up Esk Pike, glorious as the prospect may be, map out a few new paths that uncover this rich heritage. Hardknott Fort, everyone remarks on the natural unspoilt landscape of the Lakeland valleys, but this is only partly true. When the first settlers arrived from the south and Ireland, the fells were still covered with trees, and the valley floors impenetrable. These early Neolithic people began to clear areas on the broad ridges of Birker Moor and Burn Moor to grow crops and for animal grazing. They were also industrious, using the sharp volcanic rocks of Scarfell for their axes. Roughly fashioned heads were then taken to the coast around Seascale to be sharpened and honed. So, as early as 4,000 years ago, there was an emerging pattern of settlements, forest tracts and a flourishing trade. The first Bronze Age settlers cleared huge swathes of upland forests. Today you can walk from Devote Water in a wide arc across Birker Moor and trip over hundreds of burial cairns and hut circles. They also built the 5 stone circles just above Boot on White Moss and a 6th at Ellerhow. Small they may be, but the surroundings are quite sensational, and it is easy to imagine yourself transported back a few thousand years. High on the fells, overlooking Birkby, is another amazing but largely undiscovered landmark from these times, the city of Barnscar. Here is a long avenue of paired stones, culminating in a village of over 400 cairns, hut circles and enclosures. Visited in spring when the bracken is low. The next arrivals in Eskdale were the Romans. In AD 79, General Agricola built the first of 4 forts at Ravenglass as a prelude to the control of the fearsome Brigantes, who occupied most of northern England. Although only the grassy embankments of the fort remain today, half of the outer bath house, known as the Wolf's Castle, still stands. Eskdale's better known fort, Hardknott, was built some 40 years later as Emperor Hadrian consolidated defences against the marauding Scots. A great deal of the fort's walls and the foundations of the inner buildings survive today. Its situation, perched eyrie-like with dark crags above and below, lend an atmosphere that few ruins can match. Perhaps the most surprising fact is that the Romans stayed in Eskdale until AD 410, some 350 years. During the Dark Ages, the valley was populated by the Celts, or Cymry, hence Cumbria, who gave us the legends of Urien and Arthur, but very little else. Gradually, Angles from Northumbria began to settle, and they left a legacy of the beautiful carved crosses with their interwoven patterns, which can be seen in the churchyards at Urton, Muncaster and Waberthwaite today. The finest of these, by far, is the magnificent cross at St Paul's Church, Urton. The most influential settlers, though, were the Norsemen in the 9th and 10th centuries. These were not the loot and pillage Vikings who swept the east coast, but farmers who recognised the landscape from their homeland. It was they who created the fields and pastures that we see today. Many of the thick walls at Boot and Brotherfield are a result of their land clearance. Their language is also still very much alive in today's Eskdale names like Bleetown, Scarfell, Birkenthwaite or Birkethwaite, Scalegill and Dalegarth. Like the Angles, these Norse settlers left a number of carved stone crosses and tombstones. The finest Viking cross in Britain stands at Gosforth Church. Its four sides combining Christian themes with a pagan mythology. The famous warrior tomb, also at Gosforth, is said to depict the humiliating defeat of King Elthred's army of 10,000 soldiers at the top of Hardknott Pass in AD 1000. Unfortunately, there is insufficient space to cover the following 1,000 years, but hopefully this early history will lend a different perspective to the landscape that you see today. Some of it might be shrouded by legend, but with a little imagination, much of it still seems alive today. Hope you found that interesting. A lot of history. You know, just riding past all this, you know, you just don't realise. It's very pretty, you think, yeah, it's nice, which it is, it's stunning, I love this area, but you just don't realise the history until you delve deeper. And I'm guilty as the next person for not actually getting off the bike or out of the car and actually going walking and exploring the area. But there is a website, a Facebook page called The Lakes and Beyond, and anyone who's interested in seeing photographs, and some photographs are absolutely stunning. You know, there's photographs of areas of the Lake District which, you know, unless you really are fit and healthy and you're a good walker, you'd never see it. So go on there and see if, you know, I'd advise you to have a look. It's called The Lakes and Beyond, and David, one of the moderators of the page, he's a ranger in Cumbria, does a wonderful job together with his dog Molly. Marvellous. Well, I'm going to just stop talking for a short while and let you enjoy the ride, and I'll catch you soon. Use a little bit of music just to soothe the ride away. Enjoy. And here we are, just the other side of Ennerdale Bridge. Lynn and me love to come to the Lake District, as you probably gather. It's just wonderful that these roads that we've been riding on this particular part, we hadn't ridden these roads before, so they were all new, which was great. And this is all without a sat nav. I love my sat nav, and it's a fabulous piece of kit. We have the Garmin Zumo 550. So it's a very reliable piece of equipment. But sometimes you just make it up as you go along. You find that sometimes the unplanned are the best rides. So yeah, it's wonderful. We find that the FJR handles these roads absolutely superbly. It's just built for these kind of roads, from Hard Knot Pass, which is on part 1, to this kind of road, which is just sort of nicely slowly meandering along. Little villages along the way. These catch you out, these what they call speed cushions, traffic calming measures. This is the village of Kirkland. Yeah, these speed cushions are okay, but if you hit them, even at 30 miles an hour, you can do yourself some lumber. Some of them are really large, and I think they're more trouble than they're worth. As people ride, majority of people ride and drive responsibly, and people who won't ride and drive responsibly won't take any notice at all of these speed cushions. So it's just a waste of money in my view. So we're not far from the end of this particular part. Hope you've enjoyed the ride. It's only it's a shorter piece than the last one. I suspect it may well be in 3 parts. So next part 3, will be the final part. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Okay, I'll shut up again and get back to some music. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to twowheelsobsession.com or twowheelobsession.com. Brian puts these up on his website. Brian's based in Tampa in Florida. It's great to see his videos. Lots of videos, both rides and how-to videos. If you've got an FJR 1300 2013-14 model, excellent. And also on my YouTube channel at FJR Biker Paul, you'll find lots of videos there, from hot air ballooning, motorcycle rides, even swimming with the dolphins in Florida. So lots to see there. So subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.